Good morning. I'm Jackson Hole Mountain Resort checking out trails. They open the resort tomorrow morning, so I'm out checking things out, see how things are looking. It's a little bit of a hike, run combo, getting up through some of the piles of snow, but I finally found some single track. Last week I was here, saw a moose and lots of signs of bear, and I'm in bear country right now, so let's see what we can find. We're gonna kind of cruise along today and do a lot of coaching tips, so come on along. So it's a balmy 60 degrees already at 10 a.m. I got a little bit later start than I wanted to, but it's really warm for us this time of year. Late May, it's going to be upwards of 80 today, so it's super warm. Not used to it. It's warm for us though, so feels like summer and spring. So I'm coming off a track workout yesterday, so today is about exploring and just seeing what's open as far as the trail conditions and keeping it as easy as I can. I'm coming up here on just a nice gentle climb for about a mile. So I want this nice runnable. I can kind of keep it aerobic and maybe see some bear. Let's go. This is really just a nice gentle grade, really runnable, nice and clean, allows me to keep it easy. I'm targeting zone 2, zone 3 today. Nice and easy. I'm focusing on my cadence, start getting more volume with vertical as trails begin to get higher and higher. So today's all about nice, easy endurance, working on cadence, and then downhill, I'm really working on my good foot strike to continue to layer on strength. So I'm really patient going up little poppers like that and then settling back in. The key to getting better aerobically on hills is just being patient and working on your cadence. So nice, short, quick steps. But the key is be patient, especially when it's rollers. You don't want to jam up a short little popper and get up and over it, putting out a lot of energy when you're out for a long time or you're trying to do something easy. Be patient, even though it's a short hill. So being patient's really key. I have a lot of new athletes this year going for big, long ultra races, and we're really working on patience and starting to get this understanding of this strategy of keeping things easy, working on your cadence, being patient, because then that goes into our race strategy of being patient and really understanding how to manage terrain. And that's so crucial with ultra running. And a beautiful shot of the hole. Let's see if I can do this. Right about there, that big peak, that's Jackson Peak. And just over here, you can't really see it, but that's the Sleeping Indian. We might get a little higher so you'll be able to see the Sleeping Indian a little bit better, but GoPro's not great at distance, so. All right, carrying on. Beautiful trail. This is the northern end of the resort. It tends to be a lot more green growth and foliage and a little bit more foresty until we get up higher. Okay, this is a perfect spot to show you what I mean by little poppers, short little quick hills where you need to back off. So I'm gonna back up here and show you. So right here is just the gradual climb I'm doing, and right up by that first tree on the right, it rises just a little bit. and it's going to seem really insignificant, but since it's 6 feet long, the tendency is to push up and over it and then settle back in. But if you're racing or out for a long day, you want to back off and go to your cadence and get up and over it nice and easy and settle back in. Okay, you take those short little popper hills and add them together, they accumulate, and that's a lot of energy. So let's go. So again, I'm just settled in my nice little grade that I have been running, and then right here it gets a little steep. I'm just going to back off, keep my same level of effort, and then it mellows out again. Now I don't need recovery. Now I can maintain what I was doing rather than having to slow way down to recover. And that's the key, is that we want to take advantage of the terrain that allows us to go faster. And that's this more mellow grade, not the big poppers, okay? So understanding how to manage that effort based on what's coming at you to keep the level of effort where you need it to be for a long day or a long race. But just as importantly, we want to take advantage of the terrain that allows us to go our fastest relative to the distance or the effort that we're looking to put in that day. So what I mean by that is that obviously flatter terrain, down hills, gradual climbs, you're naturally going to be able to run a little bit faster than you would when it gets steep. So we don't want to try to gain speed or increase our effort when it gets real steep, when we're actually running very, very slow, and therefore don't need recovery for when we're finished with that hill, and then either going downhill or more flat where we can then settle right back in without the need for recovery. Okay, so that's a crucial part of strategy with my athletes, is that we always have the race strategy to take advantage of the terrain that allows you to go faster. And that's flats, downhills, gradual climbing. Okay, and that all reflects back to how you train it. All right, continuing to climb. Here's another popper right here. So I'm just backing off. It's just very short, but that's a lot of effort cumulatively. And now it's back to mellow. I don't need recovery, and I can just settle right back in and going well. Gonna limit the need for fueling that way too, keeping everything easy. Okay, here's a better shot of the Sleeping Indian. It's right below my finger. Again, it's snow covered, so I'm not sure if you can see it. Over here, better shot of Jackson Peak, right in there somewhere. The big peak just to the right of the pine tree. But there's some of the hole, and then heading further north is Grand Teton National Park. Trails are in beautiful condition. Okay, got another spot for a little coaching here with our management effort. Okay, so right here, it's a little bit of mellow, got a little popper, I back off. Again, it's very insignificant, but now it goes flat. I can build my speed, and then it goes into the downhill where I can really take advantage of the trail. But if I'm having to recover there, I'm losing all that time that accumulates throughout your race or your training run. And now it picks back up again, and I'm back into really quick cadence, keeping it easy as I can. I'm in zone 2 right now. Nice and easy. So you're always looking ahead to see what's ahead of you so you can start to manage the terrain. Really steep right here, backing off. And obviously in a longer race, that might be a hike right there. But then I'm right back into running. So you're always making constant decisions. Here we go again. A little bit of a gradual uphill. I'm backing off because I know what's coming ahead. I know the trail. So I'm backing off, keeping it in zone 2, zone 3, Now we got a big popper here. Okay, I'm backing off. I'm resisting the need to push because it's such a short popper. And then I settle right back in and I'm back into my groove. No recovery needed. If I would have jammed up that right about here, I'd be sucking wind and have to slow or go to a walk. When it's a time, I can make up a lot of time. Even some downhill. And then into a popper. Backing off. Maybe a hike at a race. You're making short, quick decisions like that. Yeah, and this is, see, and then it levels out. I can push it a little bit. Even though it's short section, that adds up. And then it kicks up again, back off. And my level of effort is staying the same by how I'm managing the terrain. So you've got to stay patient here. Now it levels off and my natural steady effort just becomes faster. And that's what I want to take advantage of. And that's where the patience come in. All right, I'm 30 minutes in, almost 1,000 feet of climbing. Came down from the base down there, but here's a beautiful shot of the hole. Again, this way is north, that's east, south, and up in the mountain is west. The mountain range far in the distance without the snow is Snow King. Can really just kind of barely see Snow King Hills right there, wrap right around that, and that's my house. So a lot of things I've been doing so far this spring have been down south. Now as things melt out and this 80-degree weather is really going to help, I'm able to start getting higher and higher and further north. And now I'm starting to head and veer back south again. You can see starting to hit kind of the meat of the mountains of the resort. All that snow covered is all skiable. The top peak there with the snow is the top of the tram. And I'm gonna be wrapping around there and probably start hitting a little bit of snow. But then I'm gonna wrap around and come down where I saw the moose last week and a lot of bear activity. So let's go see what we can find. It might be a little warm for animals right now. It's super warm. It's literally like 20 degrees warmer than it normally is right now. So it could be too warm for the animals right now, but we'll see. Easy, easy. Nice. A little bit of snow still. All right, this is a good spot to grab a seat and talk shoes. My shoe choice today was get them in the sun, my trusty Salomon S-Lab Sense 6 soft ground. It's always a mouthful with Salomon. I chose these because there's There's just enough outsole left for good purchase on snow, mud, and just a good general shoe. I'm gonna hit a lot of hard ground as well. So I just wanted a kind of an overall shoe today for a variety and mixed terrain. So it's so far so good, and always like my Salomon choices. Oh, by the way, I've got a new pair of the Salomon S-Lab Sense 8 on the way, soft ground on the way. My point in getting it now is that I'm going to use it strategically without wearing it down, but then save it for winter because it is my favorite snowshoe. Here's a good shot of some moose track in the mud. These are old, but you can see how big they are. Now, let me go this way. Pretty large hooves. All right, let's get through the snow. All right, coming up on a little downhill. I've made it over to the wildflower intersection. You can see there's the top of the tram. The gondola is starting to run for tomorrow, first day. You can see a lot of snow up high still, and gonna hit some all the way along. So I'm just head down here. And it looks like we're just gonna hit pockets of snow as I head back south. Now on the downhill, I'm just really focused on my foot strike, keeping it good strength. Even though I'm keeping it easy, I'm building good strength with that eccentric landing, a good forefoot to heel strike, almost flat-footed, with just a very, very subtle forefoot to heel strike. On some grade, it might feel flat-footed, but you definitely don't want to heel strike. Heel striking puts all that stress, got to get to the sun, all that stress on your quads. And if you watched yesterday's video on runner's knee, it's one culprit of too much heel striking on the descent. A lot of stress on the quads, makes them tight, pulls on the knee. So I'm developing strength even though I'm running easy downhill today. All right, this is Wildflower. This goes down to the base and goes all the way up to the tram. 4,000 foot climb in 6 miles. It's my favorite climb and it's a good one. But it probably won't be until mid-July before I can go all the way to the top without snow. So just preparing for it. If you're training for a race in Europe, no better place to come train. Mountains here are so young, really reminiscent of the Alps mountains in Europe. And we're done. Time to soak the feet. There's Big Red, the tram. What a day. Got it in 1,200 feet of climbing and descending in just over an hour. So good easy day, ready for tomorrow. It's gonna be a little bit longer, a little bit more intensive a climb tomorrow. So I took it easy in between track yesterday and tomorrow's harder, more intense day, more climbing, more intense climbing. So felt pretty good.